Hey guys, welcome to Manifesting Better. I'm back with another video and another topic that needs to be addressed. I also have an Instagram account, the link for that is in the description box below. Coaching is also available, the link for that too is in the description box below. Why is it difficult to forgive while you are manifesting something? Hey guys, today I want to cover a topic that I have covered somewhere in a few of my videos before, but I want to go a little bit more in detail about it. So, the topic is forgiveness and manifestation, and this topic will majorly be important for people who are trying to manifest a specific person in their life. Earlier, I have covered this topic, but I gave very few tools on how to work on it. I will still link it down below so that you can check the videos. There are two videos on this topic, but in this video too, I will give you a brief on what I talked about there, and then we will get involved into understanding this. I have started a Twitter account. A lot of people were telling me that they would love to see me on Twitter. So the link for the Twitter is in my community post. I will also post it in the descriptions here so that you can follow me if you want. I am posting like crazy. I don't know the rules of Twitter yet. So I'm posting like 5-6 times a day. So yeah, if that's something that you guys are interested in. All right. So before starting this video, the first thing I would like to say is that forgiving or not forgiving is your choice. So no one is actually forcing you, and no one can or should force you to forgive someone. If you want to forgive someone, it's your choice. If you don't want to forgive someone, it's your choice. But if you are someone who is manifesting a specific person, eventually you will get to a point where you will have to forgive them. Now, before getting to understanding why you will have to forgive them, let's understand the topic of how we actually create resentment against them in the first place. Like I said, I already have videos about them in detail, so I will be linking them down below. But there are some things that I will cover in a brief manner here so that this video makes more sense. We have expectations in a relationship. Now, it depends first on what kind of dynamic we have in the first place. Maybe I'm in a friends with benefits situation, but I'm expecting that this guy should treat me like a partner, and maybe because of that I'm creating resentment against them. Maybe I'm someone who has a very poor self concept, and because of my poor self concept I'm not being able to act in my life properly, and because I don't put appropriate boundaries, another person and doesn't respect them, but unconsciously I'm expecting them to respect these boundaries, but they don't, and that turns into me again and again crying about the fact why this relationship is not working. Maybe I'm someone who is in a situation and I cannot speak up for myself. I'm not clarifying what I want, and this person is not understanding it, and because of that I'm developing resentment against them. Maybe I chased someone but they did not accept that, and did not like it now. I did not like it then and I do not like it now, and I have started to develop some resentment. An example can be that, let's say I am someone who did not, let's say my ex comes and tells me that, hey, you should not be posting on Instagram or anything, or you should not be meeting this one guy friend of yours, something like that. And that guy is actually one of my very good friends, but she thinks that because he's single he's a bad influence, but I know that that's not it. But because I have low boundaries, let's say I have a poor self concept, I think that if I stand up for myself this girl will leave me, and I don't want this girl to leave me, and because of that I don't stand up in front of her, and I don't create a boundary, and I let that happen. Once I let that happen, what starts to happen is my friendship with this guy does not go well. It ends, and later I am in a breakup, or me and my ex end up breaking up, and eventually I start, my relationship with this guy is gone now, but I want it back, but this guy is saying that, hey, you chose someone else over me, and I have to now work on manifesting a relationship with this guy too, and then on my ex too. But somewhere I resent my ex for the fact on why she made me do this, when in the first place it was my poor self concept that eventually made that happen. So resentment can come from a lot of places, and it's very important to understand that, first, no one is forcing you to forgive, but if you want a person in your life in a good capacity, you will eventually have to work on forgiveness. Now, why is that so? because we just don't want a relationship. We just don't want this person to come back. We want that when once this person comes back, we are actually able to maintain a relationship with them. We are actually able to maintain a relationship with them for a long period of time, and we want that it stays. Now what will happen is, if we don't work on the resentment, is that unconsciously, because my mind has still not forgiven this person, it will come out in some way, shape or form. Usually it comes out in taunts, and usually it comes out in small jokes that we make and things that we do. Or maybe so one day you are drunk and you say something to them. These things happen because somewhere there are these feelings that you have buried, that you have not actually worked on, and that you have not actually processed and let go of. And because that they are still coming up, you keep extending that. So an example of that would be, let's say I do get together with this friend, and eventually with this girl too. But one day, and now I know what my boundaries are, and one day I'm going to meet that friend, and this girl says something, and I just taunt her that, oh, you again want my friendships to get broken, right? You see how unconsciously these taunts come out, and that's just not helpful. Now, there is a reason why forgiveness is difficult, and there is a reason why letting go of that story is difficult. It's because of two primary reasons that I have seen. The first thing is because a part of us which went through that event feels that they were not given justice. Now, what this part of us feels is that, hey, I went through something, and if I went through something, but there was never an explanation on why it happened to me. I never did anything for it to happen, because even though we realize consciously that, hey, I might have manifested that situation because of my poor self concept, I don't like, my body doesn't really want to accept it. My body doesn't really want to take responsibility of it. So my mind and my body starts to say that, hey, you did this, and I was never given justice for this situation. An example of this would be, when I was younger, and this is a very personal story, but I think that if I share things with you, you guys will feel more comfortable taking this advice. So when I was younger, I did not come from a very, very good financial background. And I used to see, and what happened with me was that there was like, we had a lot of wealth and it went away because of many reasons. And I always used to feel that whenever I used to look around at people and my friends, they always had more opportunities than me. They always had better clothes and everything, a lot of things. And I always used to feel that resentment inside me, that, hey, why did this happen to me? I'm a young kid. I did not do anything. Why did this come up in front of me? And at that time, I actually built a lot of unhealthy beliefs about money. I actually built a lot of unhealthy beliefs about myself, and my self concept was not good at the start. Eventually, when I started earning money, a part of me did not accept it fully, because that part of me kept saying that you cannot accept this, because what about that younger version of me which feels betrayed? What about that younger version of me that feels that I was not given the things that I want and I should have been given? So, to give that part of me justice, to give that small part of me some justice, sometimes in these situations, our mind is holding on to that resentment, because a younger version of us, and a younger doesn't have to mean small, it can be 2 days ago, that was still a younger version of us. That version of us went through something which was not justified to them, and they were not given any justice. In that moment, that younger version is looking for some reassurance. So, in that moment, what can be helpful is, can you can sit down and get into a meditative state and imagine that version of you sitting in front of you, and you can have a conversation with them where you can tell them that whatever they went through was important, and whatever they went through actually helped you become the person you are now, and you wouldn't trade this person for anything, because where you are leading is towards your manifestation. So this is the kind of conversation that you can have with the younger version of you when it keeps coming up, if this is the reason why you are not able to forgive. Another reason why we are not able to forgive is because a part of us wants revenge. A part of us wants to get back to the person for the way that they hurt us. She dated some other guy, I will date some other girl just so she know how it feels. And a part of us is not willingly accepting the fact that if I want a relationship with that person, then I will actually have to let go of the old story. And the old story consists of the fact that maybe they did not treat me right, and I will have to learn to forgive that. And that doesn't mean I cannot hold them accountable. It just means that I will have to learn to forgive that, because eventually if I want a relationship with this person, I want that it stays for a long time. Now here, this is one reason why I was thinking twice before making this video. I don't want to encourage here that toxic relationships, and there are some words I don't use here because like I have said in a few of my previous videos, YouTube is very picky about that. But there are some relationships where I would actually recommend letting go of people if the relationship is very toxic, if the relationship is quote unquote harmful to you, your physical health in any way, shape, or form. Then I'm not pushing you to forgive. So that's why I'm again and again mentioning that it's your decision that you want to work on that relationship. So you don't have to forgive someone if they did this is not enabling someone treating you bad. This is just to tell you that you can still hold them accountable, but in your mind you will have to forgive that version of them for acting that way. If I am someone who is wanting that revenge, then the story that I will have to tell myself is I will have to question that version of me again in a meditative state, that what is more important to you? Is holding them in that state important to you? Is getting your revenge more important? Or is letting go of this story important, or receiving what you want important? You will always get an answer, and then you can again self-soothe. A few questions that can help you if you are unable to find out the answers, and I have written these down. What part of me is not willing to let this go? So actually go in front of a mirror, and if you are in a very resistant state and you feel like you cannot let go of the old story, or you cannot forgive, you can ask that part of you, what part of me is not willing to let this go? What part of me still feels hurt about that event? What part of me is looking for justice? What part of me is looking for revenge? What part of me is not satisfied if I let this old story go? And these questions will actually bring out a lot of beliefs for you that you can eventually work on, which will help you a lot. I really intend that you guys get the message from this video that it is supposed to give you, and I will see you guys in the next one. I think by the time that this video is uploaded, I will be at 4,000 subscribers on YouTube. So I just wanted to thank every one of you for being here. It's actually, it makes me feel very important to help you guys. So thank you for making me feel relevant, and thank you for applying all this knowledge and making your lives better. You making your life better makes the whole world better, and you should be grateful for yourself for that. So I will see you guys in the next video, and hope you have a great one. Click the like button if you liked the video. Subscribe and turn the notifications on for more such content. Comment down your video suggestions, and I will see you guys in the next one.